that happened where I inadvertently hurt her. And
well, see, they're talking about different
I
things.
reached out to her and she didn't accept my reach out, wondering if
that's one thing I don't like about this temple.
Oh, never mind. It's not going to.
We're hearing what you don't like about this temple. Whoever's talking about what they don't like about the temple.
I think I'm going to mute everybody.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I think that's safe.
Somebody has to be unmuted so they can talk.
Okay, I was talking. I think instead of what I'm given that we're streaming now, that I think I'm not going to continue with this. But Audrey, I might call you sometime and talk to you, given that you have done a lot of thinking about apologies.
The white glass-paned phone booth holds a disconnected rotary phone, its cables neatly coiled. It never jangles with incoming calls, outgoing messages only. The booth is a place of pilgrimage. It was created in 2010 by Itaru Sasaki, a garden designer who was coping with the death of his beloved cousin to cancer. After his cousin's death, Sasaki felt himself longing to retain the relationship despite the loss. And so he set up the old telephone booth in his garden so that he could continue the conversation, keep it going. Sasaki acknowledged the ways the conversation had changed. He said, "Because my thoughts couldn't be relayed over a regular phone line, I wanted them to be carried on the wind." And so he put the phone booth in the garden on the top of the hill to let the wind carry his words. In 2011, a devastating tsunami destroyed coastal communities around Sasaki. He opened his garden and taught about the wind phone to all who needed a place to remember, a site to mourn, a way to continue the conversation and the relationship beyond death. We offer our communal prayers this afternoon the way Sasaki offers his phone booth. Together, we send out our longing and love. We take this time to meditate on the relationships that continue to shape us. We continue in our prayer books. This is the hour of memory, and this is the hour of comfort. Wounded by loss, we retreat from life. Our synagogue gathers us in. Into this place and time, we bring stories and prayers, unanswered questions, tears that need to be shed, lives recollected and carried within us, moments of courage and laughter and pain. This day embraces them all. This community embraces us all. Now the heart opens in sorrow, for we are time's subjects, and all that we love we must lose. So let us hold fast to the love that remains and cherish the light of the sun. Today, all of us walk the mourner's path. Together, may we find strength.
Eli, שלא ייגמר לעולם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ברק השמיים, תפילת האדם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ברק השמיים, תפילת האדם. Oh Lord, my God. I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart.
A woodpecker taps. First day of the year, you did not live to see foothills shrouded lightly in fog. Winter rain, waiting at the station for the tram that goes where you no longer are. These trees you photographed. Why do I see only empty branches? So warm this winter of your death. Beneath our chestnut tree, a clump of snowdrops. Cold rain, the first day of spring. I discard can after can of old paint, the plaid shirt you never wore. Soft rain high above the path we walked. A woodpecker taps and taps again. Whitman wrote, "Look for me under your boot soles." And I do. And you are.
Esa einai el harim me'ayin yavo Ezri. Esa einai el harim me'ayin yavo Ezri. Ezri me'im Adonai ose shamayim va'aretz. Ezri me'im Adonai ose shamayim va'aretz. I turn my eyes to the mountains. From where will my help come? I turn my eyes to the mountains. From where will my help come? My help will come from the Lord above, maker of all heaven and earth. My help will come from the Lord above, maker of all heaven and earth. Esa einai el harim me'ayin yavo Ezri.
In my darkness, be a light to me. In my loneliness, help me to find a soul akin to my own. Give me strength to live with courage, and give me courage to draw blessing from life, even in the midst of suffering, to hold fast against the storm, and to smile at a loved one's glance. We continue with Psalm 23.
Adonai ro'i lo echsar bin odeshe yarbitzeni al me menuchot nahaleni nafshi yeshovev Yanchini v'maglei tzedek leman shemo gam ki elech begeit salmavet lo ira ra ki ata imati Shiftecha umishantecha hema yinachamuni taroch lefanai shulchan neged sorerai Dishanta vashemen roshi kosi revaya ach tov v'chesed yirdefuni kol yemei chayai v'shavti beveit Adonai leorech yamim.
Please read with me. We're on page 594 of your prayer books. With God as my shepherd, I shall not want. The Eternal makes me lie down in green pastures, leads me beside the still waters, restores my soul, guides me in straight paths for the sake of God's name. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Eternal forever. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit as we prepare for the recitation of El Malay Rachamim, God full of compassion, the memorial prayer. We invite Barry to lead us in this prayer.
Really?
Barry just lost Zoom.
Oh, I'm here. Can you hear me? I do this with Alan. El Malay Rachamim Shochen Baromim Amsei Menucha Nuchana Tachat Kanfei Hashchina Im Kidoshim Utorim Kizohar Harakia Masirim Lenishmot Yakirenu Shehachule Olamam Rachamim Yasti Reim Beseder Kenafab Leolamim V'yitzror Hachayim Et Nishmatam Adonai Hu Nachalatam V'yanuchu B'shalom Et Mishkavam V'nomar Amen.
As I offer this next reading, I invite you to say aloud in the sanctuary of your home or using the chat function of the technology you are using to join us, to share the names of your beloved with our community. We miss them at celebrations when there's an empty seat at the table. We miss them when the community gathers and there's an empty place beside us. We miss them today and every day, with every year that passes as our life goes on without them. Their faces, their voices, the feel of our arms around them, these are with us forever. For so it is written, love is strong as death. The love that we gave, the love we received, these endure amid the pain of loss. Our thoughts are with our loved ones, whom death has taken from us in recent days, those who died at this season in years past. Our hearts open on this day to the wider circle of loss in our community and wherever grief touches the human family. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be a blessing in this new year and always. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit as we turn to the words of Mourner's Kaddish, weaving our voices into one community of memory, strong enough to hold all of us together. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divra chirute, ve'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon, uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv, v'imru, Amen.
Amen.
Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach, le'olam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yitadar ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal shemei dekudasha b'richu le'ela ul'ela mikol birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata Damiram Be'alma V'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru. Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel V'imru. Amen. May the source of comfort be a source of comfort to all who mourn. Let us all care for those who are bereaved, as we say, Amen.
Those who sow in tears will reap in joy, will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy, will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, they will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, they will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, they will reap in joy. They will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, they will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, they will reap in joy. They will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, they will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, they will reap in joy. They will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, they will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy. They will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears, they will reap in joy.
Cracked open. We turn now to the sacred prayer, perhaps the oldest prayer, the hope for healing, to be held in our time of need and believe we can be whole again. It is an honor to offer our hour of healing this evening, this afternoon, making space to to hold our tender souls in this time of change. Rabbi Suzanne Offit, the brilliant Rabbi Offit, Beth, and I will be journeying with you in this search for healing.
Welcome. Welcome to our healing service. Together, Rabbi Carrie, Beth, and I have crafted an hour together, an hour for you and for us to care for our tender souls. And as we come from Yizkor, a time of communal memory, of mourning and personal mourning in community, I'm reminded of what my wise uncle, Rabbi Rim Meyerowitz, told me about Judaism. The wisdom of many Jewish practices is that it addresses human needs in community. You are not alone. So as we walk this bridge, this proverbial walk, over this proverbial bridge from Yizkor to healing, know that first and foremost, we are here now, and we are here together. So let us create the space to hold our tender souls at this time.
we seem to be having a technical difficulty. I'm seeing in the chat that people can't hear the incredible music being offered. I'm wondering if I can grab the attention of the Zoom moderator. I did, I grabbed the attention of the Zoom moderator. And I'm gonna ask for everybody's patience for one moment while we take a moment to have our tech help us. Sometimes the best offerings need a little finagling to fit us perfectly.
How blessed we are to have so many amazing musicians in our congregation, in our community, who share with us the beauty of their souls, the beauty of their talents and their skills, of their hearts. We begin with a nigun. Hallelujah.
Thank you. I invite everyone, encourage everyone to be as focused on the present as possible. I think we're accustomed in our busy lives that when we hear music, it's our chance to think about what was going on before, what's coming up next. And I really encourage you in this healing service to be here now and really listen to the music and pay attention to how it touches your soul. I noticed comments in the chat about how beautiful it is and the tone. And I want you to stay in that place, the place of, I can feel that music. I can feel my body. Pay attention. Is there a melting sensation? Is there a tightening sensation? Pay attention and be very present. I would also encourage you, if you like to, we're going to give some prompts in a bit. If you have a pen and paper and you want to focus your thoughts, that's good too. But keep your thoughts, keep your body very present and with you as we move into our next music video. I hope everyone will take a deep breath with me. Sandy Joe, I agree. My heart is soaring. So beautiful. I want to share the words of the poet David White, which some of you may have learned already from Beth. Enough. These few words are enough. If not these words, this breath. If not this breath, this sitting here. This opening to the life we have refused again and again. Until now. until now. Another breath and a little more music before we start our work together. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know we all listen to music, but there's something so special about seeing the musician at work. It's work, it's love, it's joy. I'm just really, first of all, so impressed with your very musical community, Rabbi Carrie and Beth. And the sharing is really so beautiful, so beautiful. So thank you for that. I think we all can recognize the healing of music and the healing of breath and the healing of being in community. It's very human to suffer. It's the human way. There's love and loss, there's sadness, there's grief. So what is the healing that we seek? What are the specifics? So I'd ask you now, what do you want to heal from? What is it? What are the things in life that are giving you pain? I mean, it's easy to name a few. COVID, the losses we've experienced over the last year, year and a half, isolation, a lot of struggling. I know there was a time just going to the grocery store was a cause for deep anxiety. So take pen and paper if you like, and think about what you're healing from. Name that. And when you can name those specific things. It can be a short list, it can be a very long list, but articulating those and naming them, that's our first step. Once we begin to name the things that we need healing from, maybe we can sense in our bodies as we're beginning to breathe easier. So there's a kind of curiosity that we need to have. What is that sensation? What is that feeling? What am I looking for? And I'm going to put Rabbi Carrie on the spot for a second because she taught me a mnemonic that was so helpful. How to identify and move into the next steps of healing. Rabbi Carrie, would you share that with us?
Yeah, I think Beth and I can both share a different mnemonic that we use. Mine comes from the mindful self-compassion tradition. And the idea is that once you have located the place in your body where you are feeling the pain the most, and as Suzanne just did, you can even put your hand right where it is, right on your, for some it's in their chest or their stomach, for some on their shoulders or neck. You find the place, it's not the only place, but the first place. And you soften, you soothe, and you allow. So I carry my pain here. You'll often see me put my hand here when I am struggling. And I am inviting the muscles that I am touching to soften. I am using the comfort of my hands, the way I have held hands with people who are in need of comfort, held my children when they are in need of comfort. I am offering that soothing presence that a human touch can offer. And I am allowing. I'm not asking that soothing presence to change anything. I'm just allowing what is to be. And so I use soften, soothe, and allow.
Soften, soothe, and allow. Beth.
All of these techniques share a very similar foundation, which is breaking through our thinking minds and our all of the things that get in the way of being able to investigate and be curious about what's going on for ourselves. And then the mnemonic that I use follows the pattern RAIN, R-A-I-N. The R is to recognize what's going on, and then to allow that experience to be there, just as it is. This is based on Tara Brach's work. So recognize and allow. And then the I is to investigate, to be curious, to investigate what's going on here, to be interested, Be careful. And the final letter, the N of rain, is to nurture with self-compassion whatever it is we find.
So it's profoundly important to acknowledge what we're feeling, to affirm that we're feeling it, and be kind to ourselves, that it's part of being human, and sit with it and not brush it away, but hold on to it. Beth, you're going to share a song with us.
So the nigun we opened with is the melody for a song that Shir Yaakov Feit wrote based on a psalm, Psalm 147. He calls it Brokenhearted. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds. We said those words earlier today. Counter of uncountable stars. You know who we are. And we'll sit with this melody. We'll sing this melody a few times. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah,
Thank you, Beth. So we affirm the grief and the loss that we share. We have it uniquely and universally. Sadness, layers of loss, deep grief. And in your own curiosity about your own sensations and your own experience of wanting to be healed. Choose a word. One word. Feel free to put it in the chat if you like. Write down a list for yourself. What did you learn from your curiosity? What do you want to heal from? We'll give a few minute to think about, what do we want to heal from? What do you want to heal from? Tightness into spaciousness, yeah. Fear into trust. Reconnect from disconnect. Gaslighting into affirmation. Stop running, lean into uncertainty, feelings of failure into acceptance. I would say judgment into compassion for all. Full allowance of all that is. Retreat into expansiveness. Miss that. Busyness into attentiveness. Limitations into possibilities. Rabbi Carrie, you got us started in such a powerful way. I'm so appreciative. I think gratitude. I think annoyance into gratitude. I'll share my own part I need to heal is my fear and anxiety about technology. And I move into gratitude because you have an amazing support of technology that I'm in awe of. So I can feel myself relaxing into that. Effort is tiresome and frustrating. But maybe that effort is a gift and a blessing. Leslie, whoa, wow, gorgeous. I miss, there is loss. There is loss. There is loss. That, I think that's life, love and loss, love and loss. Yeah.
There was shared quieting the critic and being able to listen.
Yeah. Darkness of the last 18 months into light. So we learned both from Beth and Rabbi Carrie that we needed to allow. We need to allow. We affirm and then we allow. Befriend, connect, honor what you have found in your curiosity. And when we name what we feel, we can enter a relationship with ourselves with compassion. And in that shift, that relationship becomes ease. Ease. That's my new favorite word. I'm looking for moments of ease. That's it. I'm going to share with you, or we can read together. I think it's going to be up on the screen. allow, which we read last year together. And, you know, if we read it one more time, 3 times in a row, it becomes liturgy. So let's read allow together. There is no controlling life. Try corralling a lightning bolt, containing a tornado. Dam a stream and it will create a new channel. Resist, and the tide will sweep you off your feet. Allow, and grace will carry you to higher ground. The only safety lies in letting it all in, the wild and the weak, fear, fantasies, failures, and success. When loss rips off the doors of the heart or sadness veils your vision with despair, practice becomes simply bearing the truth. In the choice to let go of your known way of being, the whole world is revealed to your new eyes. Beth, I think you have another song for us.
So I'm thinking in this time when there is so much loss, as Rim wrote, that we are surrounded by it. And we're each carrying so much these days. Perhaps if you want to put in the chat a word that you found in your own travels, of your own investigation, what you're finding in yourself. Maybe some allowing and affirming words that help you befriend what you found as you were being curious about yourself. When we can name something with compassion, it can sometimes lead to a shift that allows for more ease. When the world is sick, can't no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. When the world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. Ana elna rifana la, Ana elna rifana la. May we be healed. Ana elna rifana la, Ana elna rifana la. When the world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. When the world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. Ana elna rifana la, Ana elna rifana la, Ana elna rifana la, Ana elna rifana la. When the world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. When the world is I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. May we be healed. Ana elna rifana la. Ana elna rifana la. Ana elna rifana la. Ana elna rifana la.
Beth, your music just does the trick, does the trick. So what is the trick? So what does it mean to be healed? What does it mean to be mended? If you think of a garment, when it's mended, that's actually the new strongest part of the garment, right? If you have a friendship with a break in it and you can come together, that friendship, that relationship, that renewed friendship is actually stronger. So when we look for healing, you talked, both of you, Rabbi Karen and Beth, about this shift, that sense of allow and shifting. That's the transformation we need. Somebody wrote in the chat about a friend, you'll transform, you have to get to know each other again. That's a good thing, right? The healing is our transformation. The healing isn't, we don't hurt anymore. The healing isn't, we're not sad. We're going to hurt. We're going to suffer. We're going to be sad. But the transformation is, I can go on with that. I'm going to try to be resilient. I'm going to be compassionate with myself. I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to be able to take a step. Flexibility. Thank you. That's a good word. I'm going to move forward, transformed. None of us can live through the last 18 months of COVID, the last 18 months of social explosion. We can't live through that and come out the same person. We all must transform. I want to share with you briefly a reminder, because you know the story. Moses went to the top of Sinai, got the tablets, right, from God, came down and was so angry with the Israelites for their transgressions that he smashed the tablets. Moses went back on up, back to Sinai. The second set of tablets was not made by God. The second tablets were made by Moses, instructed by God, but they were human made, an endeavor, a transformation. And you know what happens is that when the Israelites were in the wilderness and they carried the tablets, they carried the new tablets and they carried the broken tablets as well. The broken tablets are also sacred. The broken tablets are also sacred. So even in our most broken places, even in our most broken times, we are sacred. We are deserving of care and compassion. Yes, that's our tikkun, our reparation. The scars that we carry are sacred. The fears that we carry are sacred. The reparations that we make, the transformation, it's all sacred and all requires attention. So our transformation into a new way of being, like the new tablets, they are fashioned out of pain. They're fashioned out of mistakes. They're fashioned out of our humanity. So as we go forward, still sad and in pain and broken, still with our tender souls, may we all transform into this new year with moments of ease, moments of compassion. So we're going to read David White again. And I think this time it will feel different to you. So we're going to read it together. David White's Enough. These few words are enough. If not these words, this breath. If not this breath, this sitting here, this opening to the life we have refused again and again, until now, until now.
We thought we'd sing Healer of the Brokenhearted one last time. And we know that there are many of you, many of us, who are carrying hopes for healing for others as well. And if you'd like to put in the chat those you are praying for healing for, that is a way of getting some movement, some of this incremental movement into a shift, into more spaciousness. Please feel free to put your own name or the name of a loved one in the chat. Let's sing it. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are. Healer of the broken-hearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are. To the people we are asking for healing for one last hallelujah. 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 Just want to say a very, very heartfelt thank you to you, Rabbi Suzanne Offit, miracle maker, magical worker of the Spirit. Thank you for being with us again this year. And may this be a tradition that continues and continues. And thank you all for being here.
They offer you this time we have had together, with the hopes that you carry some of that compassion into your new year. As we prepare for what Don, our tech wizard's rabbi, used to call the moving and climactic Ne'ilah service, we pray that you know that you are enough, one breath at a time. We'll join you from a sanctuary in just a few minutes' time.
Shana Tova.
Thank you, Rabbi Offit.
The long day is over, and the gates are closing. Slowly day fades into dusk. Soon the earth will darken. Our bodies weak and weary, our inner strength undiminished. This day has been a gift, uncluttered time, free from hurry and routine, appointments or assignments. A time to face our sins and imperfections, our dreams and yearnings for the life we want to live. A time to leave the clamor of the world and attend the voice within. Long ago, the temple gates were locked at dusk. So too, at this hour, the gates of Yom Kippur begin to close. Have we done all that needed to be done? Said everything that needed to be said? The gates of God's compassion never close, but soon enough our lives close in on us. Now, in the silence of the soul, now, before the holy day comes to an end, release the unshed tears, the deepest prayers locked in our hearts.
Petach lanu shar be'et ne'ilat shar kifanayom hayom yifne Hashemesh yavo ve'yifne navo asher arecha.
Again, the day rolls into darkness. The sky spills its pinks and purples, draining to blackness. Deep inside, there is a closing, a small gate swinging shut in the mind. Those few last thoughts rush through, and a life is sealed. Outside the temple, a lone bird sounds its call, waits for response. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit, being gentle with yourself as this day comes to an end.
Yitkadal ve'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah be'alma divrach hirutei ve'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon ve'yomechon uvechaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imeru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba mevarach la'alam u'lalmei almaya yitbarach yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yithadar ve'yit'aleh ve'yithalal shemei dekudesha berichu le'ela u'le'ela mikol birchata ve'shirata tush bechata ve'nechemata da'amiran be'alema ve'imeru Amen.
We continue with the final Amidah of this long day of prayer.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid hilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Koneh Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Zochreinu lechaim, melech hafetz b'chaim, v'chotmeinu b'sefer hachayim, lemancha Elohim chayim, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechaye hakol atah rav lehoshia. Mechalkel chayim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofe cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Michamocha ba'al gevurot umido melach melech memit umechayeh umatzmiach Yeshua Michamocha el harachamim zocher yetzorav lechayim barachamim Ve'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol Shmana slachna hayom Avur kifanayom unhalalcha nora ve'ayom kadosh.
Open the gates of righteousness for us. Open the gates that we may enter and praise the Eternal. Open the gates for us, for all Israel, for people everywhere. the gates of acceptance and atonement, beauty and creativity, the gates of dignity, empathy, and faith, the gates of generosity and hope, insight and joy, the gates of knowledge and love, meaning and nobility, the gates of openness, patience, and the quest for peace, the gates of renewal, song, and tranquility, the gates of understanding and virtue, the gates of wisdom and wonder, exaltation, youth, and old age, the gates of Zion, reborn and rebuilt in our time. Open the gates, open them wide, show us the way to enter. We take a moment now for our own private prayers and reflections. Synagogue used to end at 5:30, no matter what.
Last Friday morning, our daily detail writing workshop members, a devoted core of writers from our community that have been meeting weekly since the pandemic began, and led by Sarah Epstein, they invited the community to join them in a special Shabbat Shuvah session, the Shabbat between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And they took one verse, verse 5, from Psalm 27, the psalm of this season, and they did a deep dive on it. They used this interpretation by Rabbi Brant Rosen, which reads, "I seek your shelter when I am racked by hardship and disquiet. From your deepest depths, I will sing hymns to the darkness with openness and love." The writing prompts included questions such as, what is the shelter, the sukkah, you are seeking this year? How are you finding steadiness in the deepest depths? What is the melody that opens your heart, even in the darkness? And fortunately for us, one of the participants of the workshop last Friday offered to share the poem she wrote in response. Audrey Roth, thank you for sharing your words with us.
Thank you, Beth. This year, 5782, is for balance, the steadiness of knowing that very little in life is all good or all bad. Rage comes naturally, 0 to 60 in a nanosecond. The pain, the fear beneath it must be coaxed, cajoled, like a lost cat hissing at her rescuer, yet needing comfort and love, desperately seeking her shelter. Joy is easily accessible as well. In a loving moment, a moving memory, in uproarious laughter, the presence of a beloved child. My sukkah of peace, the balance between pain and joy, holding conflicting emotions gently, one in each hand, as God cradles our souls each night, sheltering them from harm, returning them each morning so that they and we are renewed, awakened by the sun's warming light, finding our souls safely within once again.
Thank you. And let us all join in together on the words of Psalm 27. I believe this is verse 4. Achat sha'alti. You can find it in your machzor if you have one on page 124.
Wow.
The psalm of this season.
Got a lot of beautiful.
Achat sha'alti meit Adonai ota avakesh. Achat sha'alti meit Adonai ota avakesh. Shivti beveit Adonai kol yamei chayai lachazot benoam Adonai ulevaker behechalo lachazot benoam Adonai ulevaker behechalo.
Open a gate for us when the gates are being closed, for the day is about to fade.
Petach lanu shar be'et ne'ilat shar ki fanayom hayom yifne Hashemesh yavo ve'yifne navo asher arecha.
So many words. They echo in my mind. I'm emptied out with no more strength to speak. Just my life breath, just my heart, just these broken shards of ancient prayer. They say the shofar's broken cry will reach you, rock of my heart, my portion forever.
כי אנו עמך ואתה אלוהינו, אנו בניך ואתה אבינו, אנו עבדיך ואתה אדוננו, אנו גאלך ואתה חלקנו, אנו נחלתך ואתה גורלנו, אנו צונך ואתה רוענו, אנו חרמך ואתה נוטרנו, אנו פעולתך ואתה יוצרנו, אנו רעייתך ואתה דודנו, אנו סגולתך ואתה קרובנו, אנו עמך ואתה מלכנו, אנו מאמירך ואתה מאמירנו, ידי ידי
Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, tavo lefanecha tefilatenu. Our God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence. And when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong. Ashamnu, bagadnu, gazalnu, dibarnu dofi, He'evinu vehirshanu zadnu chamasnu tafalnu sheker Yahatsnura kizavnu latsnu maradnu niatsnu sararnu avinu pashanu sararnu Kishinu oref yadai dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 Rashanu shichatnu tiavnu
Tainu Titanu Yai Dai 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 Yada da Dai 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 Yada da Dai Dai Dai.
On this day, when it is so easy to be overwhelmed by the recitation of all we have done wrong, a reminder, recognizing the good we have done. We loved and we wept. We were kind and spoke thoughtfully. We were faithful and trusting. We put forth effort. We were mindful. We embraced. We took delight in the holy books. We were creative and we yearned. We fought for justice and searched out the good. We tried our best and we were attentive. We did what you commanded us to do. We found meaning, and most of the time, we did what was right. We proclaimed your name, and we were accepting. We were joyful, and we cared. Our sages teach, as soon as the fast of Yom Kippur concludes, pound the first nail into the sukkah. To everything there is a season, a time for prayer and looking inward, a time to go outside and build. So it is written, one mitzvah inspires another. May this long day of fasting and self-denial inspire acts of creativity, generosity, and joy. May we go from strength to strength. As this day has been a refuge for the spirit, may we shelter one another in the sukkah as we have shared words of worship and teshuvah. May we share hospitality and friendship in the days to come. Mindful that our days are fleeting, we prepare to taste the sweet fruits of this season, to cherish life, to celebrate light. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit.
Avinu Malkeinu kabel barachamim uvratzon et tefillatenu. Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, welcome our prayer with love, accept and embrace it. Avinu Malkeinu, aseh lema'an rachamecha harabim. Avinu Malkeinu, act for the sake of your boundless compassion. Avinu Malkeinu, aseh imanu lema'an shemecha. Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us as befits your name. Avinu Malkeinu, chotmeinu b'sefer parnasa v'chalkala. Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of sustenance and livelihood. Avinu Malkeinu, chotmeinu b'sefer zichuyot. Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of worthiness and merit. Avinu Malkeinu, chotmeinu b'sefer slicha umechila. Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of forgiveness and pardon. Avinu Malkeinu, chotmeinu b'sefer chayim tovim. Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of lives well lived. Avinu Malkeinu Chotmeinu B'Sefer Geula V'Shua. Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of redemption and renewal. Avinu Malkeinu, Malei Adenu Mi Birchotecha. Avinu Malkeinu, let our hands overflow with your blessings. Avinu Malkeinu, Petach Sha'arei Shamayim Litfilatenu. Avinu Malkeinu, let the gates of heaven be open to our prayer. Avinu Malkeinu, Chadesh Aleinu Shana Tova. Avinu Malkeinu, renew us for a year of goodness. Avinu Malkeinu, Ein Lanu Melech Ela Ata. Avinu Malkeinu, we have no sovereign but you. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Paneinu ve'anenu, ki ein banu masim. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu ve'anenu, ki ein banu masim. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu ve'anenu, ki ein banu masim.
We continue from Psalm 24. Lift yourselves, gates of heaven, rise high.
Se'u sha'arim rashechem, u'se'u pidchei olam, ve'yavo melech hakavod. Mi hu ze melech hakavod? Adonai Tzvaot, hu melech hakavod. Selah.
To live life in all its fullness is to stand in awe before an open gate, to gaze into a doorway of hope, a wondrous portal of possibilities. Many are the gates of our lives, many the treasures toward which they lead. And how many close behind us, lost, forgotten, and sealed forever. How many gates, how many years. Standing in awe before the gates of a new year, we see its most precious gift, the minutes and the hours, the days and the weeks, the treasure house of time. Every moment is a vessel of infinite holiness. Every morning, noon, and night is a gateway to life's immensity. How will we use this precious gift? I invite you to rise in body or in spirit. If you are praying with community, to gather as close as you can safely gather.
Yitkandal veyitkadash shemei Rabba. Amen. Be'alema divrach hirute ve'amlich malchute b'chayechon uve'yomechon uve'chayedecho beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imeru amen. Yehesh merabba mevarach la'alam olal me'almaya amaya yitbarach yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnase ve'yithandar ve'yit'ale ve'yithalal shemei dekudesha brichu la'ela ul'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alema tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alema ve'imeru amen. Titkabel zeloton uva'uton decho Yisrael kadam avuhon divishmaya ve'imeru ve'imeru amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen.
As the day ends, we stand as one before the gates of a new year, renewed by this day of atonement, made stronger by all who are with us and by those whose presence we feel within. As the long day fades into dusk, we join our voices in words of hope and dedication. Pitchu lanu sha'arei tzedek, navovam nodeya. Open for us the gates of righteousness, that we may enter and praise the eternal source of life. Open for us the gates of sacred community, that we may enter and feel its healing power. Open for us the gates of truth and integrity, that we may enter and grow in faithfulness. Open for us the gates of devotion and principle, that we may enter and find enduring values and meaning. Open for us the gates of repentance and return, that we may enter and offer our best. Open for us the gates of forgiveness, that we may enter and offer our humanity. Open for us the gates of kindness and compassion, that we may enter and offer our love. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Adonai hu ha'Elohim, 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 Adonai hu ha'Elohim.
We invite Barry again to join us with the final sounding of the shofar for this season. Tekiah Gedolah. Whew. And we move to the ceremony of Havdalah, of separation, separating the sacred time we have spent together in community on this day from all that is to come, hoping that the resonance of this day carries with us.
Ya la 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 la, ya la ya la 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 la, ya la ya la 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 la, ya la ya la la la, ya la ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen, borei peri hagafen, ya la בין קודש לחול, המבדיל בין קודש לחול. יא לה יא לה 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 לה, יא לה יא לה 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 לה, יא לה יא לה 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 לה, יא לה יא לה לה לה, יא לה יא לה 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 לה. And the first sizzle of the year. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhera v'yameinu, Yavo Eleinu, Im Mashiach ben David, Im Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi. Shana Tova, 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 Shana Tova. A good year, a year of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good year, a year of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. And we're sure that somebody out there has some bread upon which we can make motzi to officially bring a close to our Yom Kippur. See if we can see someone in the Zoom room who might have a piece of bread
Or a sip of wine,
or
anything.
a sip of wine.
Share with us in the sanctuary, please.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. May it be a good year ahead for all of us.
Amen.